On the way off of a perk, I think I'm done with the Zans. Ranch him the pussy a plan. Slay with the tongue, caught the tan. Step that way, I ain't your man's, bitch. Money made me nut just like you. Need bands, ain't no telling what I might do. More loot, it's evolving like a right shoe.
3, 2, 1. In the Sky Podcast, and today we have a very special guest who goes by Stepdad. Introduce yourself a little bit, man.
What's going on, brother? Stepdad, straight out of South Florida, West Palm Beach in particular. Everybody that's listening, sending y'all good energy. I hope y'all nothing but clarity, success, and whatever you're doing. Step that way.
Awesome. So, how old are you?
I'm 27.
27. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
how about you? I hear you ask everybody that on the podcast. I'm curious.
I'm 20. I just
all right.
turned
That's
20.
a bet. Yeah, that's exactly why I'm Stepdad.
The OG.
You dig?
All right. So where are you from specifically? I know you said South Florida, but like, what city?
Yeah. So I was born in Broward, like Tamarack, in particular. And I bounced around Broward for a little bit, like Lauderhill, Coral Springs, Pompano. I lived in like St. Lucie County, which is like Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie. I stayed in like Orlando for a bit, and like now I'm out here in Palm Beach.
Oh, that's what's up. So
yeah.
Was all this moving like in your childhood or more like into your adulthood?
So dad's always traveled a fuck ton for work. So like I would always bounce around, but I didn't start moving myself until like more like adulthood. Like Orlando was like my first like big move, and like ever since then I've always been about traveling and shit. Like even if it was just South Florida, I've always had people in like different cities, so I've always been around. Especially like I've been doing music for a while, so like I've always had friends in different cities and shit. But most of the moving's been on my own, bro. Just trying to be around.
Okay. Now, how would you describe like your childhood and your upbringing, if you could summarize it?
A fuck ton of skateboarding. Yeah, a fuck ton of skateboarding. Shout out to my parents. They were always solid. I can't say I was the most well off, but like I've never had to struggle for food or anything like that. So I have like no complaints about my childhood. Shout out to, all my parents, my brother, and my childhood friends and shit. Childhood was lit.
Now, are your parents like, do they like what you're doing, like with the rap stuff?
I've always done music. I play the drums. So like they've always been supportive of me making music. The Stepdad, like the visuals and lyrics. I mean, like, I don't know. They never voiced that they felt any type of way about it, but like I'm sure it caught them off guard. But my parents, they back my shit for sure. As of now, they see I'm working hard as shit, doing shows like out of state and all that. So like they're like, damn. They're just happy I've like committed to something.
So have they like ever like brought up to you the Can't Get Mad music video where you're eating breakfast? That scene?
They're fully aware of it, but nah, they just know what the deal is. Like I'm out here. I mean, they raised me, so like fuck it. You know what I'm saying? They had something to do with it.
Yeah, definitely.
No, hey, G shit. Yeah, on hella low key, bruh. My parents had like a stack of Playboys hiding under their bed, and I found that shit as a jit, bruh. So like that's on them low key, bruh.
You probably was snatching them and shit.
Oh, on everything, bruh.
I feel you. I used to snatch my dad's all the time.
Of course, bro. We out here before the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
it ain't even a thing like that anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was like younger. I didn't have no phone or nothing, so I go.
Oh hell nah, bro. Now like somebody jump on Twitter at fucking however old these kids are, bro. They know exactly what the fuck going on now.
Yeah, I was a lot less misinformed growing up about that shit than a lot of the kids now.
I feel that.
Let's get back to you though. When did you start like making music besides like drums? Like when did you start rapping?
So I never know how to answer that because, bro, everybody used to fucking freestyle at the lunch table and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like, I started like, I put a name on it and was like, I'm gonna take this seriously. Probably like somewhere around. I saw it popped up. It popped up as a recent memory. Like 3 years ago, I played. 3 years ago, as of March, I played my first show as like Stepdad and shit. So like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 6 months before then, I was like seriously writing, trying to get shit together. And then I think I dropped my first EP like right before my first show. So like 3.5 years.
Oh, what was your first show like? How could you explain that?
The first show was tight. Looking back on it, I thought it was so lit, bro. But like, as far as shit has come and how fucking shows are for me now, bro, those first shows like weren't shit. It was with someone who I fucked with at the time. Did you say you were from South Florida or from Florida at all?
I'm from Kentucky.
Oh, I'm tripping. But yeah, there's another, he's from Miami. His name's Young Simi. And it was like another, Florida artist at the time. And he piped it up. And I was just stoked to play with him, to be honest.
Okay. So,
but yeah, nothing crazy.
The crowd show you love, like seeing that you're like a new and up and coming artist?
I guess so. But like, I didn't know how to like turn a crowd up at that like point in time. Like I had no clue like how to work my crowd control and shit with like vocal triggers of like getting people to move and shit like that. So I was just stoked that I didn't forget any of the words. And that's what a good show used to mean to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. I'd be so like, ugh. Like even when I start like live streaming this shit, like I'm gonna be scared. I'm gonna like just stutter like I just did now. But like that's what people like. If you watch anybody, they do that shit.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like the real live shit. It ain't rehearsed. Like it's just, you know what I'm saying? Not everybody speaks in a consistent, fluid motion. Like, you know how it is.
Now, would you say that those 6 months prior to your first show that you were taking it seriously, or were you just kind of dabbling into it, like kind of sticking your foot in the water?
So I low key, I was taking that shit dead serious. So like I said, I always like fucked around and like I always wrote music and like I've always wrote. I've always like I love music, bro. Like music is my purpose. Like it's always what I've done. But I was in a band prior to that show, and it was like they weren't really doing shit. They needed a drummer, and I jumped in. And I had plugs for shows, and they wanted to take shit more seriously, So I was trying to help them, and I guess I just helped too much to the point where, like, this isn't as hard as they want to go, and, like, we kind of, like, went our own separate ways. And so when I started it, I was like, you know what, like, fuck this shit. Like, I'm gonna finally, like, do my own thing. I have the creative control. I want this shit to happen. So, like, knowing it was, like, all on my back and kind of having that, like, that little kickstart with like the band issue, like I knew exactly what the fuck I wanted to do. So I was like, let's run it.
So what kind of band were you in?
I've always been in like hardcore bands, hardcore, like a little like metal back like in the day, metal and like heavier. Like I don't know if you're familiar with like grindcore music and shit, but when I was younger, it was all about like grindcore and fucking blast beats and breakdowns and shit like that.
Like headbanging shit.
Yeah, wild shit.
That's fucking awesome. So what like specifically happened between you and those guys?
So like the most recent one right before I started rapping, it was just I can't even tell you. They were just like homies and they wanted to play shows and that, but like when I commit to some shit, bro, like it's either like I'm all the way with it or like I ain't fucking with it at all. So like, yo, we want to play shows, and I already had friends that were promoters and this and that. So I reached out to my promoter friends. We started getting more shows down south and this and that. And then I don't know, I guess they wanted to keep it a little bit more casual than like having to travel every few weeks for shows and all that. And they were kind of just like, hey, we're gonna like go ahead and just keep doing our own thing without you. And at first I was like, man, fuck this shit. But then I was like, you know what? Like, it really ain't that serious. I'm going to just do my own thing.
Yeah. It showed that you were a lot more about it. If that's an issue, then, like, that's just a whole nother fucking issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course. And, like, 2 of them had kids and shit. So, like, everybody was on different wavelengths. But, like, I don't know, bro. You tell me you want to start taking shit more seriously and start making shit happen. Like, I'm going to do my best to do that. But that's why, like, bro, that's why I'm on the rap shit. As a drummer, people don't really give a fuck about, like, you don't really have much creative control over the band and shit. Like, the guitarist, the vocalist kind of sculpt the image of the band. So now there's just me, like I'm fully fucking in control of everything, and like I've kind of just realized that's exactly what I need.
All right, so like on your breakup that you had with that band, or I don't know if you call it a breakup, whatever, but is that when Stepdad was born, or does Stepdad already exist?
You low key, you could say that. That's kind of when it was born. Like it was already a thing. Like I already wrote and this and that, but a couple months after that, I was like, you know what, like. Bet like I'm gonna release this music. I'm gonna do it under this name, like, and I have like honestly, it's me and my best friend of like a decade. His name's Chris. He goes by Big and Tasty. And him, I told him, and he like, bro, that's like my day-to-day manager. Like that's my fucking brother, and he is plugged as far. He's been like as long as I've been in bands and shit like that. He's been like promoting and doing shows and shit like that. So I was like, yo, I want to do this. I want to take it seriously. He fucking blessed me with, he had booked that first show with Young Simi, put me on that shit. Found me a studio, in Palm Beach who I started working with, kind of why I ended up moving down to Palm Beach and shit to take things more serious. Yeah. So like it kind of just, it was bound to happen. That little band breakup deal is kind of just what triggered it.
I mean, shit, something's got to happen. Like, you know, stuff don't. I mean, imagine if you would have been like, all right, yeah, I'll just keep it casual with you guys, won't take it too seriously. Like,
yeah.
What do you think you'd be doing right now? Working in like Target or some shit? Like, I don't know.
I'd be working in with like food and shit, bro. Like I love food and beverage. Yeah, I love good ass food, bro.
Yeah, I actually work at a restaurant, and I've gotten a lot more familiar. Like, it's not like no fast food restaurant, but it's like food served fast. You know what I mean? Like,
I got you. Fast casual, I think it's like the
yeah,
wave.
yeah.
Got you. Yeah, bro. Like high key, like I love food. All, bro. Music, like fashion, art, and food. Like there's really nothing more to me than like those four things. Like that's all I really fuck with.
Are you not really a sports guy that much?
I don't watch team sports. I used to be super, like I boxed for the longest time. After like I stopped skateboarding, it was like for boxing. Like a little bit like Muay Thai I was into. My brother was super into like jiu-jitsu when that was hot. So we would kind of do that. It's called shoot fighting, to be honest. Like it's a mix of like Muay Thai, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Kind of like a blend, like the typical mixed martial arts shit. So I still kind of watch that, but I don't know, I couldn't tell you like I don't know. I couldn't really tell you about shit about like football or anything else.
Okay. Now let's get back to your name. How did you acquire the name Stepdad?
So yeah. Everything with me just like is just organic. Like I don't really be forcing shit. Whenever something happens, it's like it's meant to happen, bruh. So like you already know the deal. Like I'm a little bit older than a good amount of people who are rapping these days, especially like, yo, with the internet, motherfucker. I swear, bro, a new like 12-year-old rapper be popping up everywhere or every day. So like that wasn't why I was Stepdad off rip. Like I'm a little bit older. A lot of the girls I was also just fresh out of a breakup as well. And it was like 2-3 girls in a row, bro, that I hooked up with had kids. So like that was a vibe at the time. Me being a little bit older was a vibe at the time. And I don't know if you're familiar with Childish Gambino, but the song Bonfire, he says, rap stepfather, boy, you hate me, but you will respect. Okay. So I was like, damn, like that's kind of fire. Like, yeah, I don't know. The name Stepdad popped up and like, it just seemed to work and fit. So like, this is what we were rocking with. Then through me making music as Stepdad and posting shit and like at like internet names and shit, we found out that there's a band Stepdad and like they're not still popping, but like they got a good amount of views and like I don't know if they still make music or what, but like they got a bunch of videos, they have a bunch of music online. So yeah, like just like with the bands I would be in back in the day, everybody would throw a FL on the end of the name or a FLA at the end of the name. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna throw a FLA at the end of Stepdad, and I'm gonna run with it like that. And that's like Stepdad FLA is like the official name. Like, it's LLC'd under that and everything with the FLA on it. I just be telling people it's silent.
And the FLA is just Florida, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what are like your aspirations? Where do you want to take this music stuff? Where do you want to be in 5 years, etc.?
So my goal and what I would, bro, I have an issue with reaching goals, me thinking that's what's gonna make me happy and it not being enough. So like me being introspective and like I could tell you what the goals are and shit. But to be honest, like when I reach those, I am almost sure that I'll be like, fuck that, that's not enough. What's next? But like, to be honest, bro, the main aspiration is to be able to just like completely support myself off of music, to like be able to like buy the clothes I want, travel when I want, work with the people who I want to work with, and not have to stress about like how the money is getting made. Just know that like the streams, the merch, and like shows are paying for it. That's the goal. Like, just to be able to support myself completely. Throw a few racks to mom and dad. Like, yeah, just not be worried about where money's gonna be coming from. That's what the goal is. And I hope to attain that before 5 years. I'm trying to fucking 2019, my last year being broke type shit, but it's a process.
All right. Now you mentioned in what you just said about something about like recording with you, who you want to record to. And I noticed on your SoundCloud you have a lot of songs with artists that have a lot of oomph behind them, you know, like Lil Pump.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Riff Raff. How'd that come about? Because that really interests me.
Yeah, so shout out to like my manager, honestly. He's been in the industry for a while. So damn, this shit. And like, if you look, those songs are from 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, before anybody was like what they are. Like, Pump current day is like, it's crazy to think like that man is fucking filthy rich now. It's like crazy to think back like back then. So yeah. My manager had a friend that was like, hey, like, we fuck with what you're doing. We want to help you push. I have, this fucking dope beat. It's going to be like a Dex track, but I think it would be sick if you, as in me and someone else, or you got someone else to touch it. So we sent the track over, and I put a verse down, and I was working at a studio, that same studio in Palm Beach, and I had a producer friend, his name's Diablo, who works with Lil Pump. So he like hosted the track, and we were like, hey, we're kind of shooting for like someone else. Like, do you know what's good? Can you holler at somebody? He had like a few people, and Pump is just the one that ended up doing it. And, yeah, it was kind of like a blessing for me, a blessing for, Diablo at the time. And yeah, dog, it's like a fucking, like a gift. And everything just kind of worked out, dropped that shit. And I like kind of credit that song to like what got my streams and like online music kind of busting at that point. Because before that, my plays really weren't shit.
Okay, that's really interesting. So was like the Riff Raff situation kind of similar?
Yeah. Except for like the fact that my manager like is homies with Riff Raff. There's a fucking video. He was down here to shoot a video. It's called Steph Curry McFlurry, and it's just Riff Raff and my manager in the video. And I already had like a song with an open verse, and he was like, yo, you know what? Like, Riff is in town. Like, bro, I'm gonna see like if I could finesse this and make this happen. And bro, that man can fucking do anything. And a couple of days later, he sent me the email, and it was fucking me. It was the song I recorded with Riff Raff, which is crazy. Cause bro, this industry shit is so crazy. Cause I actually, I was sitting on that track for a while, and it was a completely different beat than what it is now. Met a producer, and he was like, yo, like, all your shit is dope, bro, but I can fucking level you up. Like, these are my beats. This is what's going on. I actually sent him the riff raff vocals and my vocals, and he rebuilt the beat, and that's what Pineapples is now. Like, it used to be a completely different beat. But yeah, I'm sure that was like way too long of an answer, but yeah. That's how Pineapples came to be.
Dope.
Yeah, it's always something. But yeah,
so was it released before?
No, it was never released. We were just sitting on it. And I thought, and I loved it. I thought it was sick. I was so proud of myself. I was like, bro, spit that, da 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 da. And no, but I had met, his name's Vince, and he actually produced all of Thriving in Hell. And that was the first song we ever worked on. He wanted an opportunity to work, with Riff Raff vocals. And like, it was kind of like, it was like an even trade of, hey, you'll make the beat for free, and like in turn you get credit on a Riff Raff song. And like, we've kind of been homies ever since then.
That's dope, because like,
yeah,
that's a concept that a lot of people can't grasp, like, who are trying to come up, is that you do this because you have this for me for free, and then in return you do this because, you know.
Yeah, like, that's
everyone wins.
100%, bro. People don't understand, like for those, like, people with those features and all that, like, people will assume that, like, bro, like, I got money that I'm spending on features, or I got money somehow, bro, and like, dog, like, I don't, and I have never had money, and it's just good connects, and like, knowing how to trade, knowing how to barter, bro. Like, if I don't have something you're looking for, like, a homie of mine has something you're looking for, and like, me and my manager, bro, will go to the ends of the earth, like, trying to like make shit work. Like, it's all about, sometimes you suffer today to come up tomorrow. Sometimes you cop that W and someone else cops the L but you just, it's the industry, bro, and you just gotta look out for yourself and your team around you, and keep pushing forward, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, fucking inspiring as shit. You
Hell yeah.
Inspired me, dead ass.
No, on everything, bro. Just, it's all love.
Speaking of like inspirations, what is a lot of inspiration behind your music?
So that's always a fucking interesting question, cause, bro, on everything, I don't know how familiar you ain't that much younger than me, but I have Big L tattooed on me. That's like as soon as I fucking found out who that was, if you're not super familiar, he's a legendary New York rapper who was fucking gunned down way too early, who I fucking swear would have changed the game. Yeah, bro, I grew up listening to punk music and hip hop and shit. And it was like, I don't know, dog, middle school, and I was playing fucking like Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, and like and one of my homies' older brothers came and was like, bro, you think that's hard? Like, you gotta peep this. And it was a song, it was called The Devil's Son. It's by Big L. And the shit that he was saying was like shit I had never, ever, ever heard a rapper say, like, in my life. Like, it's shit that, like, at that time I would hear in, like, from like Marilyn Manson, or like whatever fucking bands I were listening to at the point. So like, to hear what he had to say over like a hip hop track, like, that's a huge inspiration for me, Big L. Bands I fuck with growing up that I appreciate the lyricism are like Fear Before the March of Flames, Tower of Rome, the Blood Brothers, bands that would just say the most crazy, bright lyrics. Current day, fucking ton of Playboi Carti, Wi-Fi's Funeral, Craig Zinn. I fuck with Roddy Ricch right now. Famous Dex still. A good mix of shit, bruh. My fucking iTunes is crazy. Still listen to a lot of fucking heavy music. Knocked Loose, Know the Score, Kids Like Us. You know, fucking just a heavy mix of shit.
Okay, see, I'm familiar with a lot of the like rappers. I don't know who Big L was, but I'm definitely gonna check him out now that you mention him.
Yeah.
I'm not really too big on like the metal, which I like it, but I've never just dabbled into it. Like, I've always just been real heavy into hip hop. And then once kind of like the whole like, I don't know what you would call it, but like the shit X was doing where like he would scream in his vocals and his music and shit, like, I really, really fuck with that. And
yeah, bro.
that's kind of the reason why I like that metal rock shit. Like,
Yeah, like Knocked Loose, bro. Their first EP, Pop Culture. If you're not super into to heavy music, or you're not super familiar with a lot of heavy music, bro, Knocked Loose, Pop Culture. Give that a listen, bro. Like all high energy, fucking low screams, high screams, fucking evil breakdowns, fast parts. Just that's just one thing to throw out there.
I'll check it out.
Hell yeah.
For sure. And everybody listening who hasn't listened better check it out too. Stepdad knows best.
You dig. But yeah, man, shout out to X too. I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah.
That's like, bro, South Florida takes pride in that, man, for sure. And yeah, there's been rappers yelling and screaming in music, but none of them really had the platform and the like delivery like he did. He definitely was a standout. He was just different, bro. X was a blessing to the game for sure.
Yeah, and like, I don't know. It's like him passing, like, still fucks me up. Like, damn, like.
Nah, like, on everything, bro. Like, seeing, fucking never forget, like, I think it was like Twitter or some shit, the video, bro. And on everything, bro, fuck who took that video of his body in the car, bro. Cause that ain't no shit that no mother, no friend ever wants to fucking come across online, like their child's lifeless body or their homie's lifeless body. So fuck that. But yeah, bro, I remember that shit clear as fucking day, bro. The day he passed, I was like, there's no fucking way, bro. Like he has like the game in a chokehold right now. Like, yeah, bro. That's a sick reminder of like the world we live in, and like, yeah, bro. Anybody can get touched, without a doubt, bro. Anybody can get touched.
All right, let's rewire it a little bit here to something that I saw on your Instagram that was interesting. It was the butt plugs that you had on your. Are you selling them? Like,
hell yeah.
What's the deal with that?
So what ended up happening is like I sold a few to people who reached out, but honestly I got those made for like I send it to like a couple homegirls that like do sex work. Fucking yeah, I think I gave like 2 or 3 away at shows. I would just be like, something I'll do is like, hey, like, if you fuck with me, go to my Instagram and hit a few likes, do whatever. And like at the end of my set, I'll have like a homie scroll through and like just pick a name and like I'll give away a butt plug like that. So I think I gave away 3 like that. Yeah, I got homegirls that, like that cam and do shit. So I blessed them with a few. And then, I sent one out to just like fucking porn stars I fuck with and shit. Just, yeah.
I just lit, bro. I fuck with that.
Yeah, nah, fucking, I'm all about the branding. I'm all about just.
So what, do they say something on them?
Oh yeah, they say Stepdad Way.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
in the picture, there might have been multiple pictures, but I don't
It's
think
it's a video. You just gotta watch the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I kind of saw it and I was like, what? Butt plugs? Definitely gotta ask him about this.
Yeah, of course.
That's
yeah.
dope.
If you watch the video, yeah, hell yeah, bro. Just, I'm all about. Yeah, I fuck with merch, bro. Like it's like something different. Like, what can somebody hold on to? Like, and like, bro, if you fucking use it, you thinking about your boy. Like, I'm out here.
That's so funny.
Hell yeah.
So I saw that you performed at Rolling Loud. What was that like for you?
So it wasn't like Rolling Loud like LA or Miami. It was their like a Rolling Loud, their showcase in Texas. So it wasn't as like a giant Rolling Loud. But that shit was fucking packed. Huge fucking gigantic endless thank you to Rolling Loud and all those boys for like reaching out and putting me on that shit. It was lit. I think I was set to be one of the first people that played, to be honest. And the day of, they were like, hey, like, never mind, yo, you play it. It's like they pushed me back to like 9, like mid perfect slot. Crowd was full and shit, and yeah, dog, it was an awesome time. I gave away a butt plug. Everybody showed love, made a ton of like dope connects. Since we were talking about goals, like, bro, and everything, like that 6 month that we talked about between the band and like doing my first rap show, one of my things, I was like, bro, I want to play South by Southwest. I kept telling my boy, I was like, that's a goal. And we had looked into it a few years, and a lot of other artist friends were like, yo, it's tight. Like, you can go out there and like start rapping on a corner and like do whatever you want and it might work. But the real way to be out there is like get booked for something. And bro, this year, this was my year, dog. Reached out, got booked for that shit, and Yeah, bro, that was a milestone for sure. I've played Texas before, but that the Rolling Loud showcase was a milestone for sure. That shit was lit. I had a great time.
That's awesome. So, like, what was your experience like when you got up on stage and whatnot?
Fucking so it was a little bit different just because there was more industry heads there than just your typical local show. I brought my boy Manny with me, who was out at Texas at the same time. If you haven't checked him out, definitely peep him. He's on my Instagram and shit. It's like at Wetback Manny. He's another Palm Beach artist, makes fucking dope music, insane visuals. He's sick. But yeah, I was like, I didn't expect a ton of crowd interaction because like it was cold as fuck. And like I said, a lot of industry heads. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna just go up, turn the fuck up. Like I had 3 songs. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna fucking like go crazy, like as much energy as I can put into a three song set. Like I'm gonna snap, and everything worked out, bro. Got a lot of love, met a lot of people. Yeah, man, fucking shout out to Austin, Texas, Rolling Loud. Fucking it's just crazy. Can't wait till next year. Let's go.
Are you going back next year?
I can only pray that I made enough of an impression that they'll want to have me back. But that's the goal. Shit, if not that, bro, I'm trying to play a fucking Rolling Loud Miami or LA. I'll like really, really boss up. Yeah, those are, you know what I'm saying? Talk about goals. That's on the list for sure.
No, another thing, I don't know why it interests me. I wanted to ask you about it, but like the dog that you're posting about and like always having your music videos, like the little naked dog.
Yeah, man. That's my fucking, first of all, that's Spike. Rest in peace to my little fucking homie.
What? He passed?
Yeah, bro, he passed.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, man. I have like a chain that I wear, and his like little ID is on that shit. Like in every single picture you see, I got like little dog tags on, and I got his little pendant on it too. Yeah, man. I've had a couple dogs with a girlfriend. I'm just like into those little like hairless dogs. They're called Chinese Cresteds or hairless Chinese Cresteds. Spike was actually mixed with Chihuahua, which they say certain dog breeds shouldn't be bred with each other, and I guess those are two that shouldn't be. I didn't fucking know. He was a rescue, and I had him for a year and a half or so. And his belly he just got like a belly on his ass out of nowhere, and couldn't like control his fucking his bowel movements anymore. I took him to the vet, and just because of those two breeds being mixed, it fucked with his organs, and like his liver didn't develop fully, so it wasn't breaking down these particular enzymes. And I fucking wrote it out as long as I could, till it was like just obvious that little homie was suffering, and we had to fucking put him down. And bro, on everything, I really went through it. Fucking dealing with that. But yeah, bro, but I've been through some other ill shit in life, and I just rack it up as, you know what I'm saying, stronger next time type shit. But yeah, thank you for asking about him, bro. Spike. I love that little dog to death, bro.
Rest in peace, man.
Hell yeah, rest in peace. No, on everything, man. Fucking, I don't know if you have pets, but you know what I'm saying, like, do you have any dogs or animals or anything like that?
No, my parents aren't too.
No, I feel you. Yeah, man, that's how it is with pets, bro. Like, fucking, even if they fucking live, even if a dog lives 10, 15 years, like that day's gonna come eventually, bro. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be grateful for the time, you know what I'm saying, you did spend with them type shit.
All right. So, any shout outs you want to give to anybody before we wrap this up?
100% my manager, at I Am Big and Tasty. A lot of my homies here in Palm Beach, Sad Generation, D Blair, like I said, Wetback Manny. Shout out to the band Afterlife at Afterlife FL. Those are my fucking boys. Yeah, everybody who's doing shit for South Florida, all the artists, all the creatives, you know what I'm saying? And all the doubters too. You can't forget about them, bro. We still pushing forward regardless.
Thank you for listening to the In the Sky podcast, and thank you so much, Stepdad, for coming on here and giving me your time. It was dope talking to you, man.
Hell yeah, anytime, homie.